Hey everyone, today we're going to be making a modification to this wall in preparation of eventually putting the range there. Range and microwave or vent hood or something above it. So the range is going to go down here. It's going to come out 30 inches, which is just to this edge of the stud, and realistically it'll probably be a little more than that for space to actually slide the range in place. So say like an inch away from here. And if I put a vent hood or microwave above the range microwave here, it's going to be a gas stove, and I want to be able to vent it outside. And this stud is going to be smack dab in the center of any kind of venting options on any of those. You can have them vent out the front, but especially for a gas stove, you really should have it vent to the exterior of the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this stud. I'm going to put a cross piece in here, and then put a couple of new studs on either side so there is a gap in the center to allow for the vent. So how I'm going to do that is I create a little line here. I'm going to cut through it as deep as I can with the circular saw, and then I'm going to use an oscillating tool to get through the rest of it. I'm going to use a straight edge to help me stay on my mark. So I cut it straight. Like that. That only cuts about halfway through the stud, so let me go get my oscillating tool. Alright, I am back with the oscillating tool. I'm going to actually move the camera a little closer. And so this will be probably nailed to the sheathing. So I am going to attempt to, as carefully as I can, pry it off of that. I'm going to grab my pry bar. So that doesn't seem like it wants to come off very nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a metal cutting blade in my oscillating tool and I'll cut behind that. Be right back. Alright, so I took the wood cutting blade out, put the metal cutting blade in the oscillating tool. Alright. Let's bring you further back again. Try to snap off these nails up here. There we go. There's one. Ooh, that's hot. All right. pull out the nails out of this. We're going to try to reuse this board. Ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cut out 6 nails, and there were 4 still in the board. So next up, we're going to cut this board, and we're going to install it like this. So let me take some measurements. Go cut that, and I will be back. Alright, so got that cut. I'm just going to finish hammering it into place here. Make sure it's pretty much flush with everything. That looks good. That needs to come out a bit. It's actually in a little far. Difficult to yank on. That is pretty close. So next we're going to get a level on that. Probably should be very close. Very, very close. Say that's pretty darn good. I got stuff in my glasses, hair. And we can double check this. 29 and over a half. 29 and 5/8. It's pretty close to 29 and 5/8 here. Yeah, it is 29 and 5/8. Sinks down just a little in the center. Perfect. So let's get that nailed into place. Go grab my air compressor and nailer. All right. use a little trick. 1 second. So I need this stud to pull a little towards me. So I'm going to stick a screw in it. Part way. And actually use a hammer, I think. Didn't quite work as I had hoped. Ended up cracking the side. The idea was you stick a nail or screw in, you pull on it, and it should pull on this to help flush it out. But I was pulling on it, it was just pulling on the end of the stud here and cracking it. So we'll do it, give it a little bit of a yank. Seems like it'll do the job. There we go. Now, we need a couple of U-studs, so this is all firmly held into place now. Nine 5/8. 9 5/8. There we go. Cut some new pieces for studs. All right. So I got a couple of pieces cut. And let's get these put into place. So basically what I did is I measured from the finished wall over 15 inches, and then I went 8 inches to either side of that center mark, and that is where I'm going to put my studs. And now I have to decide, is that going to be, so if I have, move it over an inch, that gives me 7 inches to this side. So that's a 16-inch center. I think that's a wide enough gap. Double check it that way. Perfect. And nail this in. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Right there. Nails? Nope. Okay, one in there. Not really. 14.5. Beautiful. See how these are. 4.5. 4 and 5/8. And just off a little bit. 5 and 3/8. 5 1/4. I think that's about as close as I can get it. So actually I think I will off camera put in some screws here at the top just for a little extra security, because another advantage of adding this is it is a good blocking for the upper cabinet here, and if I put a microwave up, it'll be a good mounting surface for the microwave to hang off the back. So I think that'll do it for this video. So thanks for watching, everyone.